cannot resist it. You don't have the knowledge, you don't have the wisdom, you don't have the resources to understand that something's been put over on you. You cannot but help believe the definition of this creation. But you believe yourself to be created as a result of not being. That is to say, of being hopelessly unable to resist society and creation.
Never going to get any better. Don't look for it. Have to look at it. Because the owners of this country want that. I'm talking about the real owners. The real owners, big wealthy business, control things, all the important decisions. But they're using the idea that you don't. You have no choice. You have owners. They own everything. They own all the work. They own control of lobbying to get what they want. Well, we know what they want. They want more for themselves. I'll tell you what they don't want. They don't want a population of citizens.
Cannot resist it. You don't have the knowledge, you don't have the wisdom, you don't have the resources to understand that something's been put over on you. You cannot but help believe the definition of this creation. But you believe yourself to be created as a result of not being. That is to say, of being hopelessly unable to resist society and creation.
Never going to get any better. Don't look for it. Have to look at it. Because the owners of this country want that. I'm talking about the real owners. The real owners, big wealthy business, control things, all the important decisions. But they're using the idea that you don't. You have no choice. You have owners. They own everything. They own all the work. They own control of lobbying to get what they want. Well, we know what they want. They want more for themselves. I'll tell you what they don't want. They don't want a population of citizens capable of critical thinking. They don't want well-informed, well-educated people.
Cannot resist it. You don't have the knowledge, you don't have the wisdom, you don't have the resources to understand that something's been put over on you. You cannot but help believe the definition of this creation. But you believe yourself to be a created as a result of not being. That is to say, of being hopelessly unable to resist
the real owners, big wealthy business, gold stations, all the important decisions. But they're using the idea that you don't have no choice. You have owners. They own everything. They own everything. They own all the important decisions. They own control of all the lobbying to get what they want. Well, we know what they want. They want more for themselves. I'll tell you what they don't want. They don't want a population of citizens capable of critical thinking. They don't want well-informed, well-educated people capable of critical thinking. They're not interested in that. That doesn't help them. That's against their interests. Right. They don't want people who are smart enough to sit around and give
gentlemen, sorry about that. I removed myself from the stream. Remember, we were having a shitload of technical issues in the beginning, but that's okay now. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to ALICIA4 America. Coming soon, I would no longer refer to myself as Queen Ma'at Girl. That brand's going out come January 2025. But a little bit of backstory about Queen Ma'at Girl TV is when I separated from my ex about 9 years ago or so, I was very suicidal. I was in a very dark place in my life. I wanted to kill myself. As a stripper and a single mother, I wanted to end it all. Being abused by that son of a bitch who lied to me and befriended me, said he loved me. No, I wanted to end it all. I couldn't do it anymore. But then, oh, then I discovered what was referred to then as the conscious community. I learned about such as Brother Polite, Khalid Abdul Muhammad. I was so shocked and awed at the vast amount of truth they revealed about Mother Africa in the system, the miseducation system. We simply don't find across the 24-hour bladder of the. And the more I learned about the greatness of ancient Africa, ancient Kemet, the more I wanted to live. It's sort of like that Christmas Carol Uncle Scrooge story. Once the ghosts and the spirits, he was so filled with joy and wanted to live. And that's what the pro-Black teachings did for me. But unfortunately, it's time to turn the page, ladies and gentlemen. I'm no longer of the pro-Black ilk, okay? It's dead, over, not coming back. It's time to grow up. See, life is all about change, okay? And taking risks. For some, the little creatures in the ecosystem, they shed their skin. For others, like sentient beings, smart human beings, we grow in knowledge. Knowledge is indeed power, okay? And once we become smarter, we have no excuse to remain ignorant. To continue playing the race baiting, grifting games of racism or beholden to it, considering ourselves, if you will, victims, no matter what skin we're in. To be woke stipulates you will go broke, intellectually bankrupt like Tariq Nasheed with no new ideas. Ladies and gentlemen, I come to you tonight from the Nolans Command Center. The only one of its kind where prophetic and yesterday and tomorrow's news is today. I'm not drunk on Martinell, Caporet, Martin Ray, whatever his fucking name is tonight. It's just me and the microphone. And how evil and destructive it is. To start, I'd like to remind you all that I cannot, with a healthy conscience, threaten my daughter's life. And I will give my all to defend her. Moving forward, I'm going to implement some of the ideals I will share with all of you tonight. shut it down. Most importantly, how to survive the doc. Okay. We got a good little program lined up for you all tonight. Shit. But I want to impress upon you all, I've always my gift, my calling, the choosing from God. When that mass shooter massacred over 20 or so students in Uvalde, Texas, I was the only one who graced the airways and said prophetically, it was an inside job. See, Alex Jones, we salute him. He's the man with over 30 plus years in his alternative media on the globalists, exposing the truth. But when those son of a bitches weaponized Sandy Hook against him, he changed. He became soft. He stopped calling out and connecting the dots. He was afraid of conspiratizing, theorizing to get to the truth. So when this occurred, I noticed that he fell back. He refused to say, I believe this is a false flag. This is an inside job. But I was calling it out because something didn't smell quite right. And when it comes to the fucking children, God forgive me, that's where we draw the fucking line. Now, even though I got to work tomorrow, I'm live tonight. And to me, when it comes to any of you fuckers and the globe and the GMOs and the fucking food, the poison, the fluoride in the toothpaste. Stay on that because we're in Orwellian. It's no phenomenon of appease Soros, the small hats and others. They don't fly. I'm here tonight to share with you all to you guys because we're no cowards over here. Let's switch gears, okay, to get into this. Now, I understand a lot of y'all call me fake, and that's okay. Because you see, fake people, daddy, they can't get down like I can. Fake people can't cook and clean. See, fake people argue with you about your stupid bullshit, but I don't. Because I got too much. Shall I count the ways, Papa Bear? I mean, come on. I mean, seriously. I don't just I'm a bad bitch. I have an infrastructure, if you will, a network that keeps me paid. That's why for the, I don't know, 8 years, I've been able to help people like my good brother, Alan Logic. A couple of days ago was brother Alan Logic's birthday, and he reached out to me via IG in the DMs and asked me, Queen, can you bless me for my birthday? And what did I do? I hit him up generously through the Cash App. Well, all of you say, Alicia's so fake. I do real shit you could never imagine, bitch. And when I say you better work, bitch, that's what I fucking mean. So tonight, even, I prepared this delicious dinner for me and my daughter. Oh, of course, I know you wouldn't know what it is. It is a casserole made from mashed turnips, green beans buttered to delight, al dente, with onions sliced, marinated with cheddar cheese on top, parsley, and buttered crackers crumbled, melted into scrumptious cheese. Beautiful, see. My grandmama taught me and my mama before me how to cook. So you want to call me a fake person? I don't think so, Tim. I don't give a fuck whether the haters, the retractors, your enemies call you fake. You keep it fucking pushing because you believe in yourself and your actions and your work speak for themselves. Don't you ever get that part fucked up. When you're putting in work, who gives a fuck what they think about you? And they've got some nerve. But you see, I used to let that shit get to me till I realized you're playing the fool's game. Just fall back, take a deep breath, Alicia, and realize you're not in their world. You're not in their matrix. You're in the real world. You don't have to log on to social media, YouTube every day to have an imaginary fucking life and talk shit about others. You are the shit. All the misconceptions soon enough, ladies and gentlemen. We are live, broadcasting across X and dystopic YouTube. Business, an example of how I've been prophetically correct and right and exact. When the Biden administration came to power by selection through George Soros, you dig, I told people it was a death sentence. But interestingly enough, none of you jickaboos wanted to believe it. You said, oh, it can't be so. You argued ad nauseum even on RBR's platform saying, oh, I was comfortable, massa, with the immigrants. It don't bothers me none. Yeah, I used to say that too when I was struggling with it. And denial can be the first sign you might have a problem. But in the real world, Chicago to be liars, Black America. They proved Black America had a problem with Biden and Harris's weaponized immigration against you all. The redlining in your communities, the attempt outright to replace you, the handouts even given to these freaks who came here. But I also said this. The Epstein situation is far deeper than meets the eye, and it's bigger than Jeffrey Epstein. And now we have Diddy, and we have Podesta, the Clintons, and they're all fucking connected, mark my words. Thank you, Elon, for sharing this on X. All of Hollywood, ladies and gentlemen, listening to the sound of my prophetic voice, is one satanic pedophile fucking ring of them. Disney, Netflix, all of them, god damn it. And the people answered to Disney and their shit and chicaneries and their fucking plummeted. I love it. I love it. And so, yes, today, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to bring the hard truth that most won't. Too many individuals and so-called social media influencers are afraid to be fiery with the truth because, oh, you've got popularity you bow to. You're worried about skin fucking color. Believe in even there's you're bowing to party lines and popularity. Well, I'm gonna tell you right now, like I told them before, I only serve one master, and his name is Jesus Christ. I can rock with the MACA movement, but there's a limit to it. I cannot support genocide across the East. I believe that Israel has a right to defend itself, but I refuse to accept genocide in the name of God, in the name of the chosen people. I won't do it. And that's where I draw the line, and I pray this war will end on Trump's watch. Guatemalan migrant arrested for setting sleeping NYC subway rider on fire, watching her burn to death, say cops. So, come again. You said, I feels no way tired about the migrants. They being oppressed by the white man too. Come on in, children. And they fucked you over. Hook, line, and sinker. Tried to fucking warn you. There was nothing about the Biden administration that was good for America. Nothing. Inflation. The biggest border crisis. Energy cost. Run a fucking muck. Couldn't afford food and diapers for or take vacation. Airplanes dropping out the fucking sky. DIE, diversity, equity, and inclusion hires. Fucking up. Nothing about the justice appointees. Hard. Katanji Jackson, a flaming, flippin' fucking idiot. When you play color, when you play emotional isms and isms over your conversation, this is the fuck what kind of representation fucking get. And like Judge Joe Brown, the honorable judge, said, you get the representation you fucking deserve. We tried to tell you, but you wasn't fucking listening. We call coons, Candace Owens, Brandon Tatum, Kanye West even. We're coons for telling you the fucking truth. To save your fucking life. Save you. And now, it damn near been excommunicated from your communities, Black America. You had to watch on some bitches south of the U.S.-Mexico border pouring on your fucking airport floor, your police precinct floors, lining up for your bitch, your fucking food stamps. You non-working son of a bitch, talk to me. But you knew best. We's with Kamala. We's with Tim Walz, tampon, weird ass Tim. Call. Because she lost in a huge ass mandate to take America back. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to get into this soon enough. The link is posted. I will allow you all to join soon enough. But first, the house cleaning. Let's talk about legacy MSM. As we lead into this keynote on doxing. See, misinformation is a huge fucking part that plays a role in doxing. Look, lies being spread about people that you're a Nazi, you are a you you are fake Alicia Alicia, huh? Things like that. And it builds and it builds. It's called seed planting, if you will. And sometimes these lies can push the weak minded individuals to dox you. In the case of my friend Nick Fuentes, all he did to deserve it was post on X about abortion. Then one of these blue haired, purple haired people eaters, feminist bitches, doxed his address. And then some crazy man tried to kill him a few days. See, we've inherited an unhinged America thanks to Joe Biden, the so-called unifier in chief. An unhinged America where weirdos pump through our southern border, come here to pass drugs onto our children, to murder and daughters. Can I say Lake and Riley? Then good nor beneficial about installing Joe Biden. I'm going to tell you this. If Trump had won 2020, it, all of our lives would have been better for it. But instead, the globalists, oligarchs, the deep state, this country, because they co-opt in points from the communists that Joseph MacArthur some years ago said to be the case. So the State Department was indeed overrun by commies. And I peeped when I used to be so-called pro. It was a communist agenda in sheep's clothing. It's from Elijah Muhammad with his Japanese ass to individuals such as Ms. Garvey and others who taught the white man is the devil. The communistic agenda from people to turn you out, and you fucking fail for it. If you don't believe me, then just look at Farad Massa, they call him Farad Muhammad. And the irony of that, you got a lot of black people referring to a white man with slick hair as Massa, Master Farad Muhammad. You ask no fucking questions about it. It's fine. Because truth be told, you streets following BLM and George Floyd, a career fucking criminal, being brainwashed, claiming to be this big savior of your people while actually your hands white people, such as George Soros, the Clintons, run this deep state you live in, this administrative state that's been brewing since the 1950s and 60s. How to sell the Negro, the brainwashing. So the LBJs of the world who said we'll have niggers voting Democrat for the next 200 years. You've been a part, you idiot, of a fucking deep state playing your ass. And it's time to wake up. But in terms of misinformation and deception spawned by scripted MSM legacy media, we had people on CNN the clown news network, claiming it was wrong for Trump to sit and dine with Nick Fuentes and Kanye West. Oh, they said they were fascist and racist. Trump host racist. And so you get the blue-haired, purple-haired people eaters becoming unhinged to assassinate the president. Let us look at a quick video first before we continue here tonight with the truth that most of you run from, you party line tours, you race grifters, you fucking nothings, you bunch of doxxers across the internet. Yeah, you. You don't take the time to see the forest. You miss the forest for fucking trees. Which the legacy media reason I can't end this. Well, I'm sure I don't even know if we're still on it, but let us do this really quick.
Tonight, we are getting a new window into former President Donald Trump's willingness to associate with highly controversial figures, just days after he announced his 2024 run for the White House. Let's bring in CNN national political reporter Maeve Reston. Maeve, we have Trump hosting rapper Kanye West, or Ye, at Mar-a-Lago down in Florida, as well as an outspoken Holocaust denier. What more do we know about this dinner?
So this started bubbling up, Alex, on social media when Ye was posting about his meeting with Donald Trump at Mar-a-Lago this week. He was spotted at an airport, walking through an airport with Nick Fuentes, who, as you noted, is a Holocaust denier. He has been condemned by, the Anti-Defamation League for anti-Semitic comments, his white nationalist rhetoric. But Kanye basically put up a video saying that the three of them had had dinner along with others at Mar-a-Lago. And he claimed that Trump had been impressed with Fuentes. We saw the former president push back on this today on his Truth Social platform, and I'll just read you what he said. He said, "This past week, Kanye West called me to have dinner at Mar-a-Lago. Shortly thereafter, he unexpectedly showed up with three of his friends whom I knew nothing about. We had dinner on Tuesday evening with many members present on the back patio. The dinner was quick and uneventful. They then left for the airport." And Trump, just a short time ago, also posted again on Truth Social, saying that essentially that there was no anti-Semitism expressed at this dinner, and adding that he didn't know Nick Fuentes. But of course, we have seen this pattern from the former president before. When he is associated with controversial figures, he tries to distance himself from them. And of course, at the bottom of all of this, he's hosting Kanye West at Mar-a-Lago, his private club, someone who has recently been engulfed in controversy over his own anti-Semitic remarks. So it's pretty hard to imagine that the former president missed all of that, Alex.
All right, Maeve, stay with us. I want to bring in two others to this discussion, CNN senior media reporter Oliver Darcy and our senior law.
Of course, I cut that bullshit short because it's full of shit. Nothing those puppets in suits have to say is fucking true. They're fucking liars, okay? But how do they get around Kanye West? Oh, you can say he's a fucking coon and a sellout. But the fact remains, Kanye West and Fuentes were invited to that dinner. Not because they're racist, because They have ideals regarding the America First movement Trump wanted to hear and build upon. But if all you ever see of Trump or hear about Trump is how racist he is, and when you see him, the legacy media puts him up in angry photos. His face always hard, barely smiling. It's to paint the picture in your mind that he's so corrupt and when it's simply not true. And imagine if they were to show pictures of him smiling more, tell the truth about how he Michael Jackson's trial every day of the freaking trial, trying to exonerate that man. Or how about how much money he invested into Mike Tyson and Don King? And all of the rappers who supported Donald John Trump. They can never tell the truth because what can I say? It's always about a spin, deception, and ultimately leading you into an administrative state they author and control. So let's get into some quick minutes here regarding the doxing or attempted assassination of Nick Fuentes. We have one more video clip to roll. Okay, we had the wrong thing pop up. Let's try it.
Let's talk about all the twists and turns in this developing story in the suburbs. A suspect in a triple murder in Illinois was shot and killed outside of a home in suburban Berwyn. And then the incident took another alarming twist.
Because a controversial far-right provocateur says he was also a target. NBC5's JC Navarrete joins us live in Berwyn tonight. And JC, what have you been able to find out?
Alice and Stefan, this is a complicated investigation. Like you mentioned, there's a triple murder that happened about 100 miles from where I'm standing. A suspect that was shot, killed right around this area as well. We're in the alley because it did become part of this investigation. And we also have that far right controversial figure, Nick Fuentes, claiming he was a potential target for this violence. We have also learned that suspect's identity. He has been identified as 24-year-old John Lyons of Westchester, Illinois. So let's get to what we do know, confirmed here this afternoon by police. Police do tell us that at 11:38 last night, they were responding to a call of a man with a gun. When police arrived, Lyons took off and broke into a home in the 1800 block of Waynona Avenue, where he shot and killed 2 dogs. Police then say that Lyons ran through a yard on Home Avenue again, and that's where the standoff began with police. Police told him to drop his gun. Instead, he opened fire, and that's when police shot back and killed him. This afternoon, we do learn that controversial far-right streamer Nick Fuentes is claiming he was an additional target. This is a screenshot from the platform X that he posted where he references that suspect who can be seen with a gun and a crossbow. Today, I did have a chance to speak to neighbors who are still processing this complicated investigation. Here's what they told me about what they saw and what they heard.
I was woken up to yelling, and then we heard possible gunshots. I can't confirm that, so it's what it sounded like. And then, yeah, we cop cars lined up here, back in the alleyway and everything too. So, yeah, just a lot of that was going on.
Just so many moving parts here in this very complicated investigation. As I mentioned at the top of the report, that original crime scene is more than 100 miles away in Mohammed, Illinois, where police tell us that suspect, John Lyons, shot and killed 3 people there before coming to Berwyn. And of course, that standoff ensued with police. Now, state police have now taken over the investigation. The good news is no police officers were hurt. They also tell us that there is no evident threat here, I should say, to the community, of course, here in Berwyn. We continue to investigate. We continue to speak to neighbors. And of course, we'll have an update for you coming up at 6 o'clock. But for now, I do want to send things back to you guys in the studio.
Quite a disturbing story. Thank you, JC.
45% of young women have experienced online violence, okay? Me, myself included. We are not the only targets of doxing and online violence, but high numbers of women experience this stuff. And oftentimes we're on our own to cope with it, not knowing what to do, like sister YouTuber who calls herself Miss Good. Even the relationship of Taz and Nyla became public knowledge because of doxing. But who was most affected? Nyla, who had the biggest platform between her and Taz. And because of that doxing, she's never been the same. Her entire monetized platform was ruined. And ultimately, because she stooped to the level of fools, she lost her YouTube channel. $11 million Americans have been victimized on the internet by doxxers or just online violence. And the effects of doxing and online violence range in illness, humiliation, depression, anger, and isolation. When so many individuals are saying rude things about you and trying to ruin your life, going to your place of work with lies about to hide away from the world. You want to just shut it all down and never log on the internet again. The sad truth, ladies and gentlemen, is doxing is not a federal crime at the moment. There are no federal restrictions or laws against doxing. But I can say with great pride, the state of New Orleans or Louisiana has strict laws on the books against doxing. And let us dive into a few of those laws. So you, people like RG and Small Hat Marty and others, understand what time it is. And you won't go on believe and protect it. To people like Cruella and others, creeping in the shadows, trying to dox people through Discords. Your days are numbered. And I'm hopeful even under the incoming Trump administration, there will be harsh penalties for doxing. And if, mark my words and listen carefully, someone dies as a result of being doxed, I hope you will receive a life sentence in prison. Let us read some of the ways in which Louisiana has tough laws on the books against doxing. Under some of their statutes, Number one is non-consensual disclosure of a private image. Louisiana Revised Status RS 14283.2 prohibits the non-consensual disclosure of a private image if the person in the image did not consent, or if the disclosure was intended to cause emotional distress or harassment. Pull up a chair, Mr. RG. Let me talk to you just for a moment. When you posted pictures of me as a minor to the internet, sexual pictures even, you broke Louisiana law. It's just a fucking matter of time, boy, before they hunt you down. You know something? You're gonna spend a long, long time, boy, behind bars. Cyber stalking. RS 14.40.3 prohibits the electronic communication of false statements about a person or their family or household members with the intent to harass, terrify, or threaten. Cyberbullying. RS 1447 prohibits cyberbullying, which can result in a fine of up to $500, imprisonment of up to 6 months, or both. Retaliation against an individual who reports adult abuse. RS 1440 or 403.2 prohibits retaliating against someone who reports adult abuse to law enforcement. And to cover some of the areas of how doxing affects our everyday lives, let's turn to this article from safehome.org. Doxing statistics in 2024. 11 million Americans have been victimized. Victims suffer financial losses, missing days of work, mental health impacts, and damage to their professional reputations. What originated as a prank among computer hackers has become a menace affecting millions of online users. Recently, doxing has evolved into a political weapon levied against individuals protesting the Israel-Hamas war. Short for dropping docs or documents, doxing involves the intentional sharing of personal files or private information online without a subject's permission. A desire for revenge, humiliation, or profit often drives doxing attacks. Beyond imposing financial burdens on victims, safehome.org researchers found that doxing can ruin victims' reputations and mental health long after the attacks. To determine how widespread doxing has become and assess its impacts and prevention, we conducted a study with more than 1,000 adults about their experience and exposure to the practice. Around 4% of Americans, an estimated 11 million people, report they've personally been victimized by doxing. About half of all the victims and their home addresses or emails were made public. About 1 in 4 said doxers distributed their photos. Sounds familiar, RG? Or videos online. And about 1 in 5 victims said perpetrators shared personal information about their families. The most common consequences of victims in our study included financial losses, mental health impacts, damage to professional reputations, and physical safety risks. More than 90% of web users are concerned about doxing today. And 73% have limited what they share online to avoid being doxxed. And that's the skimming. And in retaliation, we often find ourselves seeking to be like vigilantes to deal with doxxers. Or sometimes, if you find where they live, you go to their homes and try to kill them, if not kill them. I'm here to tell you all, don't stoop to their level. It will only cost you in the end. However, there are legal, such as civil litigation one can take, or law enforcement investigations. If a doxxer's doxing you in your state and the damage becomes unbearable, simply move from that state to a better state, a state with anti-doxing laws on the books. There are better ways. And first and foremost, and most importantly, excommunicate all known doxxers from your platforms. Cut all communications and stop networking with them. You can save yourself a lot of hurt and time. A lot of time being depressed. Oh, they found my porns, revenge porn. They leaked my photos. They put out my social security number. You don't have to cry about it. Turn to the law and make the moves necessary to combat it. But first, before you're doxxed, guard your personal information online. Don't let the naysayers and the clowns and the fools tell you, oh, you're fake. Put out your phone number. You're real. Yes, spoken like a true fucking idiot. Lock down your personal information to protect yourself. Let us see if we have any individuals backstage waiting to clown, which I doubt we do, but the link has been dropped. And you know something? We don't need your participation to tell the truth. The truth is like a bird. Sooner or later to run into it. It's just a matter of time. And I'm not here to do online voodoo and jiu-jitsu. I'm here to enlighten the people. One of the important things is the internet of all things, the social media platforms were created to be very, you got the tools such as likes, comments, DM, the monetization even. Those who created these platforms, going all the way to the military industrial complex and the Five Eye agencies, overstood one thing about our human anatomy, which is dopamine. The clicks and the views, you look at your dopamine raises, dopamine levels increase. You're getting the subscribers, the video shares, the comments, and this, and you become high. Your dopamine levels go nuts. So you become addicted to media. You want more and more. Sometimes trap has been set by doxxers, jealous sons of who want to see you fall, who hate the success you built because they're too weak. You. Every video the enemy does, you're locking on, thirsty to hear he's saying about you, living in fear, quivering and shivering in your own home. He found out now to release to the public. What kind of damage will they do now? So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm sure I pinned the link. For some accounts don't want to join us tonight, but we're not here for the dopamine increase in views and likes, the kiki and hee haw. We're here to tell the fucking truth. Well, I'm here to tell the fucking truth. Give me 1 second, ladies and gentlemen, as I check something. Yep, the link is pinned. Don't know where the cowards are. It was an open door invitational, you heard? You don't want to play ball, though. But that's okay. But my dear friend, Nick Fuentes, almost lost his life because of low down, no good doxxers. Same kind of activity we've seen across YouTube, from the black sector to the white sector. Idiots showing up armed to people's homes, calling out their names, beating on their doors as if they're law enforcement. And it sent chills down my spine to realize how close doxing's evil effects are to my home, to your home, all of our homes. And so let me say this to the love of my life, Jimmy. Jimmy, tomorrow's Monday. It's almost Christmas. Christmas weekend has passed. You said you were coming out to New Orleans, okay, for a family get together. And you haven't left Texas yet. I don't know what's going on. Maybe the haters have got to you and convinced you I'm so fake and now you're just playing me or something, or you were never serious to begin with. So we can continue to talk behind the scenes, but as far as Christmas goes, that's off the table. I'm just going to spend Christmas with my family and we'll go from there. Because it's not necessary to play into the whole platform shebang. I understand how platforms are made, the intent that motivates one's platforms. And a lot of times things are done for the views, not for the merits, but for the views. The clicks and the dirty, no good fucking views. So I don't want to get caught up in the whirlwind of chasing the girls and, you know, the views you get from chasing all the girls and the different girls, the different hookups, the different missed encounters. I don't want to be a part of that. I stand out of respect. I'm not going to be a part of the whole views expedition. And so, not being negative, not being rude, I'm just saying Christmas is off the table. I looked it up. It's a 10-hour drive from Texas to Louisiana. There's no way in one day you're going to make it. Tuesdays, wait, Wednesday is Christmas. Tuesday is Christmas Eve. You're nowhere near Louisiana. And all they're going to say, oh, she's using the Nick Fuentes and all this here just to get out. I've been waiting for Jim to show up or at least call me and say, I've left Texas and I'm on my way. And he hasn't texted me or called me. And I would have told him, okay, meet me at such and such an address. But it's cool. I understand I'm actually doing this out of love and understanding. What I'm saying, Jimmy, is I understand you have your platform, okay? I understand how your platform works, and I understand I might be putting too many expectations on you, like marriage, you know, trying to have a son for my daughter, another child. I know you may feel pinned down. I know all of this is overwhelming. So, out of love, Jimmy Boo, I'm just saying, take your time, okay? Fuck the haters and what they gotta say, and we can talk offline about it. We can work something else out. It doesn't have to be Christmas. Christmas, even, oh shit. Christmas, even, is a time. Hold on. What the fuck is going on with my microphone here? Christmas is a time, guys. You're supposed to spend with your family, you know, not doing some showboat YouTube shit for likes and views, and everybody waiting for the train wreck. It's not about all of that. It's about when you put your best foot forward, Jimmy, do it in love, do it in compassion, do it in reality, do it for a real cause. I'm not trying to get caught up in this whole circus. In fact, I don't feel like fucking with stupid people on that level. I don't have the fucking time. I'm too busy in my fucking life, too fucking successful in my fucking life to give time to that shit. Jimmy, I have no ill will toward you, but that fucking chat room of yours, those stupid ass fucking people over there, It's too much time wasted, too much energy wasted. Can't fucking do it. I just don't have time to argue such stupid things like, oh, oh, she's deacon. Stupid fucking shit. Fuck. I mean, what the hell? These stupid ass people. But it's always about being there for your self destruction, not your personal progression. That's what these kind of people do. They're there to see the fucking train wreck. They're not there to see you grow. Oh, like fucking tonight. But I don't do shit for the views. I do it for the good of humanity. I don't have an ego. I'm not a celebrity archetype. I could give a fuck. This is about our children, their children, and all of our futures. And so with that said, we're going to wrap up here. It's late, very, very late. And that's it. I believe we covered all bases we sought out to cover. And you know, yeah, whatever. It is what it is. Before I go, though, I want to make sure I didn't forget anything. But yeah. To repeat myself, come 2025, the new brand direction will be ALICIA4 America. Clean my girl TV, conscious community bullshit, that's dead and gone. Anywho, you guys, be nice to yourself and each other. Fight for the truth, always and forever. Be countrymen first. No. Put God first. Love of country and guns. Make those your priorities. And you can't lose. Get your fucking head out of the gutters. Start reading about financial progression, investments. Set goals even to buy some land, a property. To build streams of wealth for you and your family. And always remember to speak truth to power. That's how we change things. Recall the Senate spending bill that recently was, called for in the Congress. If it weren't for the people on X and Elon Musk speaking truth to power and corruption, all of the pork spending in those bills would have passed. But we changed things in the world. And most importantly, we reclaimed America. With that said, y'all, salute. I'm out of here. Looking forward to the next one. Y'all have a good night.
Cannot resist it. You don't have the knowledge, you don't have the wisdom, you don't have the resources to understand that something's been put over on you. You cannot but help believe the definition of this is creation. But you believe yourself to be created as a result of not being. That is to say, of being hopelessly unable to resist
Going to get me better, but report after the because the owners of this country want that. I'm talking about the real owners. The real owners, big wealthy business, control all the important decisions. But they give you the idea that to get what they want. Well, we know what they want. They want more for themselves.